Hello students. So today we will see potential at a point due to electric dipole. So as you know, electric dipole consists of 2-point charges minus q and plus q separated by a distance 2a. So distance between these two charges is 2a. Separated by distance 2a. O is midpoint of dipole. O is midpoint of dipole. Means this distance is a. Similarly from here to here it is a. Axis of dipole always we take from negative to positive. Axis of dipole or direction of dipole axis is from negative to positive. So P is a point at a distance r. P is a point at a distance r inclined at an angle theta with the direction of dipole. So P is a point at a distance r from center where we are required to find electric potential. We are required to find potential at point P. So now I will join plus Q and P. Let this distance be equal to R1. So this distance I will take it as R1. This distance is R1. Similarly, I will join P and minus Q. So I will join P and minus Q. Let this distance be equal to R2. This distance be equal to R2. Now, potential at point P will be due to charge plus Q and even due to charge minus Q. And we have seen that potential is a scalar quantity. Means you are required to consider the sign plus and minus. So potential at point P, I will denote it by V, is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R1. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R1, that is potential due to plus Q. Similarly, while taking potential due to minus Q at point P, you are required to consider minus sign. So potential at point P due to minus Q will be minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R2. Q by R2. So I will take a common. Common I will have Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into bracket 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This I will take it as equation 1. Equation 1. Now, we are required to simplify and find the value of 1 by R1 and 1 by R2. By cosine rule, which you have studied in first year, by cosine rule. By cosine rule. If I take this triangle, that is this one. This angle is theta. The side opposite to this, by cosine rule I can write it as R1 square is equal to other two sides R square plus A square minus 2AR into cos theta, that is angle opposite to this side or angle in between these two sides, minus 2AR into cos theta. So R1 square is equal to A square plus R square or R square plus A square minus 2AR into cos theta, angle between these two sides. Now similarly you can tell me cosine rule for this triangle. If this is theta, then this angle will be 180 minus theta. This angle will be 180 minus theta. So side opposite to this is r2 square. Other two sides are again a and r. So by cosine rule I can write r2 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2ar into cos angle is now 180 minus theta. So cos 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta. So now cos 180 minus theta means it comes in second quadrant. In second quadrant cos is negative. So cos 180 minus theta is cos theta. So this minus becomes plus. So you'll have r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2ar into cos theta. 2ar into cos theta. So by cosine rule. Now we will simplify r1 square. I will simplify it to get 1 by r1. So if I take first expression, that is consider r1 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2ar into cos theta. Minus 2ar into cos theta. Now take r square common, else multiply and divide by r square. Anyway, you can take common or multiply and divide. So I will multiply and divide by r square. So r square into bracket. For each term I will divide by r square. So r square by r square plus a square by r square minus 2ar cos theta by r square. Bracket complete. So if you take r square common from denominator, again this r square gets cancelled, you will be having same expression. Means I have multiplied and divided by r square. So this, if I simplify, I will have r square into bracket 1 plus a square by r square minus 1r gets cancelled, 2a cos theta divided by r. 2a cos theta divided by r. Now in previous derivations also we had seen r will be very much greater than a. In dipole this length will be very very small, or these two charges will be very near to each other. So as r square is very much greater than a square, this term will be very very small, so this can be neglected. As r is very much greater than a square by r square is neglected. A square by r square is neglected. So this term I can leave. So if I leave that, I will have r1 square is equal to r square into bracket 1 minus 2a cos theta divided by r, bracket complete. 1 minus 2a cos theta divided by r. This we have neglected, or we have left this term. Now I will take a reciprocal of that one. So if I take a reciprocal, that is 1 by r1 square. So you can note down this step, student. So if I take reciprocal, so taking reciprocal, so you'll have 1 by r1 square is equal to 1 by r square. So now this bracket, instead of writing 1 divided by, I will write it as raised to minus 1. Means if there is 1 by x, I can write it as x raised to minus 1. So x raised to minus 1 is nothing but 1 by x. Similarly, so taking reciprocal, instead of writing 1 divided by, I will write bracket 1 minus 2a cos theta divided by r bracket raised to minus 1. Bracket raised to minus 1. Means I have taken reciprocal. Now if you go back and see in equation 1, I need 1 by r1. So I will take square root now. So taking square root. So if I take square root, 1 by r1 square will be 1 by r1 is equal to 1 by r. Now instead of root x, I can write it as x raised to 1 by 2. Correct? Instead of writing root x, I can write it in this form. So similarly, now taking root, I can write raised to 1 by 2 means it will be minus 1 by 2 if I take raised to 1 by 2. So 1 by r into bracket 1 minus 2a cos theta divided by r bracket raised to minus 1 by 2. Clear, students? So first I have taken the reciprocal 1 divided by, instead of that bracket writing 1 by whole bracket, I have written it as raised to minus 1. I have taken square root, instead of writing root, I have written it as minus 1 by 2. Now this we expand by binomial theorem and neglect higher terms, means they will be very very small, so we neglected those. So by expanding using binomial theorem and neglecting higher order terms So now I will expand this using binomial theorem and we neglect higher order terms. So I will be having, so this is as it is 1 by r1 is equal to 1 by r, and by binomial theorem if you expand, just you can remember this is multiplied to this term, so this becomes plus 2 gets cancelled, so you'll have 1 plus a cos theta divided by r. So 2 gets cancelled, a cos theta by r. Higher order terms we have neglected. Now I will take r inside bracket, so I will have 1 by r1 is equal to 1 by r plus a cos theta divided by r square. A cos theta divided by r square. Now this is 1 by r1. Similarly, if you follow same steps, we are not required to write all these steps. So similarly, you will get 1 by r2. If you go back and see, I have written r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2ar cos theta. There plus is there. So if you simplify, you will get minus. So 1 by r2 is equal to 1 by r. Now instead of getting plus here, you will get minus a cos theta divided by r square. So if you go back and observe, r1 square is equal to a square plus r square minus 2ar cos theta. Minus 2ar cos theta is there, so you are getting plus. r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2ar cos theta, so here you are getting minus. Now substitute these values in equation 1. Substitute in equation 1. So if I substitute, I will have v is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into bracket 1 by R1. 1 by R1 is this term, that is 1 by R plus A cos theta divided by R square. R2 is this one. So in equation 1 we are having 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. So if I take minus, this becomes minus, this becomes plus. So minus 1 by R plus A cos theta divided by R square. So 1 by R gets cancelled. You will have Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, and this gets cancelled. These two terms are same. So 1 by R gets cancelled. If you add these two, you will have 2A cos theta divided by R square. 2A cos theta divided by R square. Now if you take Q with respect to 2A, so you will have 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A into Q cos theta divided by R square. And you remember 2A into Q is dipole moment. Dipole moment is denoted by P. So you will have V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta divided by R square. So this is expression for potential. This is expression for potential due to dipole. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta divided by R square. Clear, students? Now, if you once again observe the figure, if I take a figure rough, so minus Q plus Q, I had taken P over here, inclined at an angle theta. Now suppose if this point P is on equatorial line of dipole, point P is on equatorial line of dipole. So if it is on equatorial line, means P comes over here. P comes over here, that is on equatorial line, this theta will be equal to 90. Theta will be 90. So if point is on equatorial line, theta is equal to 90, theta is equal to 90, cos 90 is 0. So you will have potential is equal to 0. So on equatorial line, you will have V equal to 0. Suppose a point P is on axial line or on the axis. Either P is here. If P comes over here, here theta becomes 0. Suppose if P comes over here on the axis, theta becomes 180. So if it goes over here, theta is 0. If P comes over here on the axis, theta will be 180. So cos 0 is 1, cos 180 is minus 1. So if point P is on axial line or on the axis, theta is equal to 0 or 180 degree. Therefore, cos theta will be plus or minus 1. Correct, students? Cos 0 is 1, cos 180 is minus 1, so plus or minus 1. So potential expression will be, therefore V will be equal to plus or minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R square. So when point is on axis. Now students, we will see relation between electric field and potential. So there is a charge plus Q at point O. A is a point where electric field is E and potential is V, where electric field is E and potential is V. B is a point very near to A. This point is very near to A, separated by very small distance dx. So as you move towards plus Q, potential increases, or you may say work done increases. So there is a small increase in potential, that is V plus dV. So these two points are very near to each other. Now by definition, potential difference between A and B. Potential difference between points A and B. Between A and B is equal to work done to move one column from A to B is equal to work done to move one column from A to B. From A to B. So potential difference between these 2 points, that is final minus initial, so I can write V plus dV minus V is equal to work done is nothing but force into displacement. In place of force I can take E. E is nothing but force experienced by one column. So this is E into distance moved or displacement is dx. Distance from here to here is dx. So here don't forget to take a negative sign. Negative sign indicates work is done against the electric field. So negative sign indicates work done against electric field. Work done against electric field. So if you simplify, V gets cancelled. So you will have dV is equal to minus E into dx. Minus E into dx. So dx I will take to the LHS. dV by dx is equal to minus E, or you can say E is equal to minus dV by dx. E is equal to minus dV by dx. So this is relation between electric field and potential. E is equal to minus dV by dx, where E is electric field, V is potential. Even dV by dx is called potential gradient. It is even called potential gradient. Clear, students? Okay.